And in just a bit, we're going to introduce our new head football coach and reintroduce the Portland State football program to the very city that it represents right here in Portland. First off, let me reintroduce myself. My name's Adam Bjornson. I'm a very proud 1995 graduate of this fine institution. Thank you. And I, as of 6 days ago, was a long-time sports anchor right here in Portland. They pulled me out of retirement after 24 years, so here I am, and I could not be more proud to be here. I am a Viking through and through, you guys, and I know where PSU football used to be. It used to be right here to, many of you guys are looking up here to your left, and I'm telling you, we would put 10, 15,000 in there in the early 90s. Do you guys remember that? That was great. That was awesome. That's what we want to get back to, and those Saturdays truly were some of the best days of my time here at PSU, and we're going to get back to that eventually. I affectionately call those as the John Charles, who's with us right here, and the Matt James era of Portland State football. All right, I, like so many of you, know that this is a place and a program that we care very deeply about, so I'm incredibly excited for a day like this to be here. So let's get things started with one of the fiercest competitors in this entire room, and I know if she was to suit up today for Coach Fisk, yeah, we would have Coach put you in the right position. We're talking about Portland State President Ann Fed.
Wow, this looks like an awesome crowd. It's a great reintroduction. So thank you, Adam, and thank you all for joining us this afternoon. Welcome to Providence Park, which is such a beautiful place for us to be joining all of you in introducing our new coach. Last month, PSU made its long-awaited return to this field, our first time since 2018, to play the Montana Grizzlies in our homecoming football game. Now, the final score wasn't exactly what we wanted, but for the hundreds of fans in the stands, with all their friends and families here, and all the PSU gear, and the new nice scarves and everything, it looked like a win to me. It looked like such a win to be back downtown in Portland. And today, we're not only introducing to you our new football coach, we're also reintroducing, as Adam said, PSU Vikings football, a program that has done amazing things in the past, and I believe will light up our city even more in the future. Now, I've met many of you before, but I also want to reintroduce myself. I am the very proud president of Portland State University, and I'm a football fan. Maybe you guessed that from the video. But I grew up watching Ohio State football. I went to the shoe with my dad to see 1968 Buckeyes. Okay, I just really dated myself. They were one heck of a team. I don't know if you know. But a little bit later, there was a player that was even more amazing, and that was Archie Griffin. So he's my kind of hero from way back. So I always like the number 45. So is number 45 out there? Anyway, it's a special number. But within the first few weeks of coming to Portland State, I got to know PSU's football teams when we did some training together in that little video. It was a really fun video. And we shot that, and it ended up going around the world, garnering support, garnering, I think, 15 million views at some point. And that was really ridiculous because me, as a football player, is pretty funny. But I guess that's why it was really out there. But I was very happy to be joining the team and be part of the team for just a few seconds. They're a great bunch of guys, a great bunch of student athletes. And they've been through a lot, and I'm really excited for this restart for all of us. So, like me, you're going to hear from today, everyone you're going to hear from today believes that PSU Vikings football is a win for PSU, and it's a win for the city of Portland. So let's get on with the program. Thank you again for being here, and I'll turn it back over to Adam.
that video I still watch. So good. So good. All right. From one leader to another. Athletic Director Matt Billings here completed his first year on the job just last month. He did that right around the time of the Montana game. We had the lead early in that. We should have stopped it after the first possession or two. Matt's been here in various roles for 11 years now, and so he's a Viking through and through. So please welcome to the stage now Athletic Director Matt Billings.
Wow. What a moment. One of my mentors said, you'll have days like this where, soak it in. You're a tiny piece of this and you have great people around you. And I'm very blessed. I'd like to welcome everyone, obviously coming out today. A special thanks to Heather Davis and the Timbers for hosting us here today. And then last month with the Montana game. It was a fantastic day. We had over 10,000 people there. It was a great intro for us. So yeah, thank you for everyone that came out and supported. It was an important moment for Portland State football. And a reminder of both how far this program has come and where it's going. Today, we take another step forward by formally embracing a new leadership model for this next era of college athletics. I'm pleased to share that along with a new head coach, we have a general manager role designed to bring a long-term vision, alignment, and deep connection across this program. This new role will be a catalyst for our team and for our city, building pride on the field, forging lasting relationships with alumni, business partners, recruits, and supporters alike. Today, I'm fortunate to reintroduce you to someone who understands this program probably better than anyone else. Rashad Floyd is a Portland State Hall of Famer. He was a star defensive player on our first FCS playoff team, as well as a two-time All-Big Sky first-team selection, and an All-American. He's also won an Emmy. So he's been very creative, very successful, and we're very blessed to have him joining our team. So ladies and gentlemen, Rashad Floyd.
Turn it up, man. That's exciting, man. Yes, sir. It's humbling. Not everybody answers the call, and there's a lot of people who picked up and answered this one today to be here, understanding the moment we're in. And so with that, I first want to thank President Cudd and Athletic Director Matt Billings for understanding the weight of this moment. This is one of the most important chapters in the story of our program, and today we start to write the next one. I also want to thank my incredibly gifted and beautiful wife, who's a proud PSU alum and a fellow Hall of Famer before I was. So her jersey was in the rafters before mine. I appreciate you standing beside me while I pursue these purpose-driven passions of mine. When I first stepped onto this campus as a 17-year-old kid from the Oakland Bay Area, it marked the beginning of a lifelong relationship that I built with the city of Portland, the university, and Viking football. I arrived here during my most influential years, and the experiences I had shaped the man that I became today. When I fell down, I had brothers who picked me up. When I needed to be educated, I had professors who taught me and expanded my view. When I needed to evolve, I had coaches who saw potential and challenged me. When I needed faith, I had a chaplain that filled my spirit. And when I needed vision, I had mentors who taught me how to see beyond my current circumstances. I know how special this city is, and I know how forward-thinking the university is. And I know the legacy of success that lives within this program. Portland State football has produced incredible athletes, Hall of Famers, All-Americans, NFL, CFL, and AFL icons. But just as importantly, this program has developed young men into accomplished professionals, many of which are here today. This room is filled with the Viking Brotherhood. Sheesh. Hey, it's a good-looking group. Incredible. And it's interesting to think about how so many of us have become CEOs. So many of us have become directors and lieutenants, captains, founders, entrepreneurs, creators, publishers, Emmy Award winners, and most importantly, great husbands, great fathers, and friends who are pathways throughout the Pacific Northwest community. We know how to win. This group right here in this room, we know how to win. We've done it under the brightest lights and in the quiet grind. We know how to win when others doubted us. And we know how to win when others counted us out. We also understand that football is just a vehicle. It's not a destination. It's an instrument designed to turn pressure into purpose and purpose into diamonds. Now let me be clear why this moment matters. Why now? Why am I here today? Because leadership doesn't show up when things are easy. Leadership shows up when things are hard. When it would be simpler to look away. When stepping forward requires courage, conviction, and ownership. The last decade has been challenging for this program. And moments like this don't call for comfort. They call for commitment. This isn't about a title. This is about responsibility. Moments like this call for real Vikings who aren't afraid to stand in the storm and say, this matters too much to walk away. This is about stewardship of something bigger than any one person. And when it's about being willing to lead from the front, even when the road ahead of us is uphill. I believe young men deserve examples, not just words. They deserve to see leaders who choose service over silence, action over apathy, and belief over doubt. That's what this moment demands. And that's why I'm here. I'm excited to bring every chapter of my life into this role. The lessons learned, the relationships built, the ability to connect people, align vision, and tell a story that restores pride, belief, and momentum to Portland State football. To rebuild trust, to elevate standards, and to understand that what we have here today in front of us is a future that needs us to be together. We're here to build something bigger than just a scoreboard. That's been the problem. Everything has been transactional, where we're only measured by the wins and losses. Because when the lights go off and the game ends, there are still young men navigating the most influential years of their life. Young men who need coaches, who need mentors, professors, leaders, big brothers, big sisters, and a community that they can lean on. This is about using the game of football to win on the field and in life. And what we do today will definitely shape who we become tomorrow. For me, reflection is one of the greatest tools for change. And when I reflect on the greatness that once echoed through this stadium, as Adam mentioned, the pride that filled the park blocks and the deep connection between this program and the city, all I see, all I remember, all I feel is success. A championship mindset that carried us far beyond the lines of sport. And now I'm especially energized to do this work alongside our new head coach. My man, Fisk. We're both cut from the same cloth. I've known him for a week. And real recognizes real. We believe in culture before scheme, development before ego, alignment before noise. We are woven into the same fabric of what we are building. Tough, intentional, resilient, and unapologetically Viking. This next chapter will be written together, lockstep, unified, and relentless in our pursuit of excellence. For those that know me, they know I'm a believer. The type of believer that has mustard seed faith. The believer that believes that all things are possible. So I have no doubt that we can be great again. Because real Vikings are born for the storm and built to overcome. So this mountain we have to climb will be pursued with confident assurance that what we hope for will be. This room right here reflects our future. The support around us is strong, and it's an honor and a privilege to serve as the general manager for Portland State football. And if you know that something great is just around the corner. It's time to turn the city back up. Portland, let's make some noise. Thank you.
We excited? Yeah! A couple housekeeping items. We couldn't have gotten to this day with our new head coach without a couple thanks to our search committee. Jasmine Miller was chair of it. Fantastic. I'm blessed to be able to work alongside her every day. So thank you, Jasmine, wherever you are. And then also a couple of alumni that served on the committee. John Charles, thank you. Tyson Pauling, who I'm fortunate that I get to work side by side with him each day. He oversees our compliance office and not that far removed from his playing days at PSU. So very lucky with the people that I got to serve with during the search. I knew fairly quickly with Coach Fisk. I told the search committee, I just want to be in the background and I want to hear the conversation. And I knew I had my guy, and we met fairly quickly. And I surprised a lot of people with how quickly we went after this. But we got the guy, and I'm very fortunate. So Chris Fisk is a program builder and a proven winner. At Southern Oregon, he helped turn around a program that was 3-7 the year before he arrived to a 13-2 record and a national championship 4 years later. At Central Washington, he led the Wildcats to 3 straight playoff appearances, as well as 4 in the last 5 years. He led Central Washington to 3 consecutive titles as head coach, which, by the way, that's the toughest Division II conference in the country. And then last year, 10 wins, first time in 16 years that that's happened. So he gets it done. He has a proven track record of developing his players. In 6 seasons at Central, he led 116 players to All-Conference and 37 All-Americans. It's amazing. Coach Fisk promised to bring a top-down culture that will set a new tone for our program. He promised in his interview, and this stuck out very quickly, that he's going to outwork everyone, he and his staff. And oh boy, Monday morning, 4:57, who's at the door wanting to get in? But it's Coach Fisk and his guys. So I'm confident that Coach Fisk is going to do this. So as we work to reintroduce our program to the city and to the upper levels of the Big Sky Conference, it begins with an introduction I'm very proud to make. Ladies and gentlemen, the 15th head coach of the Portland State football program, Chris Fisk.
up. And I'm gonna just take a second and soak it in. This room is amazing, and today is an amazing day for me. There's been a lot of work that has been put into getting here. First start, Heather Davis, where you at? She in here? Thank you. This is, I couldn't have, for my introductory press conference, this setting and this amount of people and the fire that y'all have for Portland State University, couldn't imagine it. It's beyond what I could ever fathom. So I'm excited to be here, but I gotta take a minute, and you gotta bear with me a little bit here as I go through some thank yous, and there are a lot of them that have got me here to this point today. So we'll start with this, is just thank you to Portland State University President Cudd, okay, Athletic Director Matt Billings, Jasmine Miller, where you at, Jasmine? Back there, I see your hand up.
Yeah.
Search committee, I know the hard work. I've been on search committees, Jasmine, and I know what goes into it, so I know what you did. I've got to kind of pause and go back and go to Central Washington University. Our time at Central Washington was unbelievable. We met the best people. We ran a family first program, and Central Washington had so much impact on my family and what we did. I took my daughters there. I had the worst moment that you can imagine. I had to go tell two teenage high school girls that they were moving from Medford, Oregon, and uprooting to Washington. And I was not very well liked until about 10 years later. And those girls and my wife, our life was enriched. We got 2 degrees. We sent our girls off. My oldest daughter, Avery Fisk, who I want to start with, is a PA at the Mayo Clinic. As a parent, can you imagine that? Just an unbelievable thing. And then my youngest daughter didn't fall far from the tree. She's working in recruiting at Boise State. She chose to go into football, which I tried to get her not to, but she loves it. So my family, and then my wife, Jessie Fisk. I want to stand up. This is your moment. Not many of you guys would fathom this story, but I loaded my family up. I had a 2-year-old daughter and a 2-month-old daughter, and we left Pocatello, Idaho, drove to Bismarck, North Dakota. My wife had never been there. And we loaded up a U-Haul and a pickup and started this journey. And no wife should ever get put through that. And she did it. She's Maroc, and we did it, baby. Love you. Some people that believed in me at Central Washington University are my first president, President Gaudino, the best, our athletic director, Dennis Francois, and the current president, Jim Wolpert. They gave me my first chance to go showcase what we could do and the way we could do it, and to do it the right way at Central Washington. I will always be proud of my time there. I'll always be proud of the brotherhood that is Central Washington, the unbelievable tree of coaches that came out of Central Washington that are forever my friends, and of course, the players. Those are the ones that get you to this job. So those players at Central Washington, I love you, and you got us, including this staff here today, and we'll never forget it. Okay. My coaching tree, I got to start with a couple people. I started out Coach Myron Schultz, who gave me my first opportunity as a graduate assistant to a full-time coach to an offensive coordinator. Then I had the pleasure of coming out here to Oregon. We moved out here in 2011. I got to start at Southern Oregon University, where we again met the best people. And I got to go to work for a guy by the name of Craig Howard, who's a legend in Oregon. Craig Howard is one of the best people to ever walk through this state. And Coach Howard, he changed the trajectory of my career. You know, I was very transactional as a coach before I met Coach Howard, and I learned to coach from a place of love and to really take our players and instill confidence in them and build them up. And with that love, we went and won a national championship, and nobody thought it could be done at Southern Oregon in 2014. We went back to another one in 2015, and that's the goal here. And Coach Howard taught us all a lot, and I've got a lot of guys on this staff that came right from that tree with Coach Howard. Next, Ian Shoemaker, who just unfortunately got hired as the offensive coordinator at Idaho, if you saw the news. But Ian brought me to Central Washington. I learned a ton from him. My college head coach, Bud Etzel, who took me under his wing as a young coach. And then the late, great Jim Cutter out in Pocatello, Idaho, taught me to love football. He was my high school coach. And I hope there's some high school coaches in the crowd today. The impact that you have on young men can never be measured. Okay, and I think college coaches do too, but not the way high school coaches do. Coach Cutter taught me toughness, he taught me discipline, he taught me a lot about getting me ready for life, along with his son Brent Cutter. I love them both, and I miss Coach Cutter. Okay, and I've had tons of assistant coaches along the way, guys that have worked with me in the past. All those guys help mold and shape you and turn you into what you are, and I appreciate those guys and love those guys. Okay, why Portland State? You know, I've talked to a number of people over the last 3 weeks, and I've been on the job here for a couple days. And this is the question that I get over and over and over again from coaching comrades to players, former players, why Portland State? And there's a bunch of reasons, okay? And I'm gonna use the word potential. Okay, the potential of this place is not measurable. There is so much sitting here waiting for us to build this program around. I've been recruiting up and through this I-5 corridor for over 16 years and looking at this place and going, why ain't it better? Okay, it's about to get better. We're gonna do it, okay? But we're gonna need everybody on that journey with us. When you look at the media market here, okay? I've been here for 2 days, done more interviews in 2 days than I ever have in 10 years. It's awesome. The media is ready for this. They're ready to cover it. We're gonna get it done. The resources that we have at our fingertips within this community, okay? We need to unlock that, okay? As a group of Vikings, everybody here, we need to unlock it. The leadership and the administration, we need to unlock it, okay? We gotta get that done. We have a world-class education to sell. We've got a world-class campus to sell. We've got a unique opportunity in an urban setting to sell, right? And people use that against us, and I'm not ignorant to that. We're gonna dispel those myths. We're gonna get those families on campus. We're gonna show them the men that I've brought here, the men that we have leading the program now, and they're gonna wanna join that because we're gonna get it done the right way. The people, okay, I've been here 2 days and we talked about it with our staff guys. The amount of help that we've had in 2 days and the care for this program and the team that Matt and President Cutt have assembled here in the athletic department, it's unbelievable. If I asked for anything, man, I had it within minutes. I had answers in hours, not days. We needed to get recruits here immediately. They're coming tomorrow, okay? And the people behind the scenes are getting it done, and it's amazing. I just am blown away. Rashad. Yeah, you guys had, I wish we could have shown it. Rashad had me at a photo shoot today. I've never been so out of my comfort zone in my life. You gotta understand, I am an old line coach, okay? I'm an old line guy, and he's got so much more charisma and style than I do. At some point, he finally said, "Coach, just stand still, and I'll make it right." I know his production team, we put him to the test, so that was good. I do think this, we are standing on the shoulder of giants. It's a saying in our program that everybody that came here before us, okay, our core values are character, strength, and honor. That's right from Coach Howard. Okay, we're gonna bring men of character in here. All sorts of different men of character. We're gonna build that character. I'm gonna assemble and have already assembled the best coaching staff in the country at the FCS level. They're men of character. We're gonna teach them to be strong decision makers. We're gonna pour into them and invest in them. Okay, the last part is honor. We talk about this with our kids all the time, is honor those that came before you, honor your family. There are a bunch, man. You just walk into that Hall of Fame. I get to see it. I've seen it 2 mornings in a row. Neil Lomax stares me right in the face. What a reminder. I talk to Rashad by text about 45 times a day. What a reminder. Like, there are so many people that came before us that built this place, and this place was great at times. So it's already been done, and we're going to reignite that. Ain't talking rebuild. It's already been built. There's history here. There's pride here, which is the most important thing that we need from you guys over here. Pride in this place to go get it done and reignite the fire that is Portland State football. Okay? And it's going to take us all. It's going to take the community. It's going to take the former players and alumni. It's going to take the business leaders in this community. It's going to take President Cutt. It's going to take Matt Billings. And all of us banding together to bring all of the things that we have available to us to build the type of program we can all be proud of. This city is a sports city. Look at this, right outside this door, right? And they're thirsting for a successful football program to root for and to spend their Saturdays and have a lot of fun doing it and tailgating and just smiling. And that's what we got to bring here, okay? But it ain't just coaches. It's not just coaches. Like, we're part of it, right? We're a big part of it. We got to fundraise. The GM's got to get out. We got to get that connection with our alumni. We've got to build it from the ground up, okay? We're here to do that, and we're excited about that opportunity. Lastly, we need to ride for the city. That's the thing I love the most about this, man. I get to say that over and over, coaches. Ride for the city, right? Let's go. We got too many people right here that live right here that want to see this thing going for it to not happen. So everybody saddle up and let's get ready for a fun ride to bring this thing to the potential that we need to, okay? How we're going to do it. This is important as anything. How are we going to reignite the program, okay? We're going to go bring in all those guys, all those alumnus, all those former players. That's where we're starting, okay? Bring those people back into the fold. Like, if you are in this room right now and you are on campus, please stop in and say hi. Come be part of what we're trying to do there. We want to open the doors to all the alumni. If we got practice going on, get right in the drills. Don't pad up. Don't think you are what you aren't anymore. But you all can come and help us, okay? And help us recruit and help us get this thing rocking and rolling. But man, I walk down the entryway to the Hall of Fame and I look at the photos down my hallway, and there's 12 NFL photos of guys that didn't play at Portland State that long ago. Let's go. Let's get it done. It's exciting to see, okay? We're in the business of building great people. That's what we do. That's the staff that I brought. I can't talk about the staff today. It's not finalized yet, okay? But I brought character builders, okay? And as Matt saw at 4:58 Monday morning, I brought workers. I brought grinders. I brought recruiters. I brought people that care about the players deeper than what they can do for them on the field. We are character building men, and we're going to continue to do that. That's how we've always done it, and that's what we'll be doing here. A lot of my staff is here, and I can't comment on it yet, but their wives are here too, so if you get an opportunity, a lot of these guys got their green ties on, and that made them suited. They're mad at me. I made them suited and booted today. Right? But go shake hands and get to know these guys and see what type of people are working for you. I believe it starts in the classroom, so all you players that are in here right now, I see you back there. Okay? It starts in the classroom. Discipline and accountability start there. Okay? We inherited a program at Central Washington at a 2.78 GPA. Okay? And I was part of the staff that got it up to that. We finished at a 3.37 team GPA. Wow. And we were above 3.0 every quarter that I was the head coach there, because we invested and we cared. And that's where the foundation of rebuilding this program is going to start. Then it's going to go to the football field, and we'll get it done. We'll win every opportunity that we have to win. We will win community service. We will win in the classroom, and eventually that will lead to winning on the football field, and you must win in those areas first. We're going to do everything with integrity, okay? Here's what I want the football program to be known in this city and around the Portland State campus. And I don't care what it was before. All I care is what we do moving forward. And I want you to think of them as knights in shining armor. If there's a problem on campus, call the football team. We'll help. If there's a problem in the community, call the football team. We'll help. That's who we want to be. I want the administration, the professors, the staff, and most importantly, the students that support them at the games to think of these guys as knights in shining armor, and I know we can get that done. Recruiting. We've got the best connections on the Pacific Northwest of any staff that you could have brought in, because the high school coaches in our 3-state area and down through California, into Arizona, Nevada, they know how we coach. They know the type of men we produce, and they want to send their kids to us. I promise you. Okay, we've got those type of connections. We're going to work through development. We're going to add value to these guys. We're going to get ready for them to develop their brand. And we're going to do it as quickly as we possibly can with as much integrity as we possibly can. Okay? That's my promise to you. And now I'm going to get everybody on their feet. Let's go. Y'all are at a football team meeting here because you're part of the team, right? We're going to end every team meeting with the Go Vikes. As loud as you can, but don't be a cool guy. We got to say in our program, no cool guys in here, okay? Loud and proud, with a lot of enthusiasm on three, we're giving a Go Vikes. 1, 2, 3. Go Vikes!
Reignite. That is the buzzword. I love it. I love it. I might be retired from broadcasting, but I might have a year of eligibility or two because I want to play for this guy right here. You guys, we're going to open this up for questions right now. I know there's going to be a few of you. Please state your name, your affiliation. I will run this mic over to you as long as it's hot. All right. Any show of hands so far? Anyone? Who wants to be number one? We got a 6-year-old down there who wants to. Anyone? Yeah. Tyree.
There we go. How you doing, Coach? Tyree Smith, Coin 6 Sports. I'm curious, what's been your favorite part about Portland so far? I know you've come just getting here so far, but what's your favorite part about the community? Because this community is truly big on the sports and the high school athletes and stuff around here.
I think it would be hard to pick one. I'm gonna start with the food. I didn't realize that the Duck House was right by campus, so I'm a fan of that. But that diversity here, just how different people are, and just how much out there is to experience. You know, I can't say that I've ever lived anywhere with more than one museum, let alone this many. You know, just all of the things that you have to do. I brought my 13-year-old daughter here to the Moda Center to Pearl Jam. One of my best experiences I've ever had in my life, and I can't wait for those experiences.
Coach, welcome to town. Nick Krupke from KBTV here in town. For the last few years, love to play here again, right? Had that last game against Montana, 10,000 people here. For a while, it's been looked at as a disadvantage to play in Hillsboro. How do you see that?
Yeah, you've seen Hoosiers, I imagine, right? The rim's 10 feet tall. It's 100 yards long, it's 53 1/3 yards wide, and there can't be an excuse of why you don't get the job done, right? I look at that and I go, well, I've seen some other stadiums in the conference that aren't as good as that one. So let's stop making an excuse for why we're not getting it done and stop excusing Hillsboro and say, you know what? We're going to drive a few minutes over here and we're going to strap it up. Hopefully at some point we get some more games down here.
I'm Tom Fink. I am not from a TV station.
I know.
And I appreciate
I know who you are. Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate your phone call the
Yes.
other night. Yeah. You are an incredible breath of fresh air.
I appreciate it.
I really appreciated your comments about Hillsboro. We want to be back here, but no excuses. Let's just make it happen. I love your comments on character. I love your comments on education first, and I love that GPA. It was higher than my GPA, if you understand.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Hi, Chris. Nick Strang with the Oregonian. I guess first, what is the biggest difference you see going from the D2 game to FCS?
Well, I don't know. In terms of the game itself, there's not a lot, right? It kind of, you know, every level, it's a little bit of the same. I think the biggest clue into that was I had a really good friend that went from Rocky Mountain College over to Montana State, and I asked him that very question. He said, well, they're a little bigger and faster, but schematically not much different, and you know, really comes down to passion, energy, you know, enthusiasm to play the game, which I think we need a big dose of here.
Scott Burns, geology professor here at Portland State. I'm over here.
Oh, I got you.
Thanks for inviting. Thank you very much.
Geology?
Geology, yeah.
You know Nick Zentner then?
I know. He and I won the same national award. I got it 1 year, and the next year I nominated him, and he got it.
He'll be so excited I dropped his name in this press conference.
So Nick Zentner has an incredible outreach in geology.
Yeah.
But I appreciate your emphasis on academics. And in fact, I'd love the whole football team to become geologists, but I know that's not going to happen. But thank you very much for the emphasis on academics. I think that that is very, very important.
Thank you. If they all became geologists, that'd be a rocky road for you.
A mic drop moment.
But they may all have their shifts together by now.
Just got one up.
What you got now? Terroir. Any other questions from anyone in the room, really? You don't have to be a media member. If there's anyone who's got a question that they're dying to ask right now, we'll put you on the spot. Bill?
He's like, yes. I came down here in 1972, just went through my 50th reunion with Mouse, Neil, June, the whole group. A lot of alumni in here, and I hope I'm speaking for all of them. I haven't been this excited since Mouse brought me down here and recruited me, and we started in 72. So I just wish you the best. We're going to be right behind you.
Thank you. What a group of names. Those guys changed football. Yeah.
They paved the way. They certainly did. Any other questions? I'll move over to this room. As I get closer to you, that puts more pressure on you to grab the microphone away from me. So, anyone? Anyone back here? Or Matthias? Dun, 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 dun. See, I still got it.
My name's Bam. I'm a current football player here. You covered pretty much everything from recruits to coaches, former coaches, your coaching tree. What message do you have for players that are still here, looking to still change the program with you?
The thing I would tell you is this: is be patient as we go and evaluate things, but get ready to go. Right? Like, we're going to get back in January, and everything's changing, and we need guys on board with that process. And get ready to be pushed as hard as you can, but also the staff's going to care about you as much as anybody ever has in your coaching journey. Okay?
Love that messaging. Coach, I might be retired from broadcasting, but I do have a question just about some of the challenges, NIL, transfer portal, that kind of stuff. What has been the message for you thus far to some of the current players here that you're hoping to keep as part of Portland State football?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that we've already put in of trying to get some players out of the portal and committed to staying here, which is an ongoing process. It's a different day and age in college football, and your opinion about it does not matter. This is where we're at. I promise you would find my opinion is not in favor of all these things, but this is where we live, and so we've got to find a model that can thrive, not survive, not compete, thrive, right? So the biggest thing that we want to do is bring guys in. We want to develop young talent. We want to get them to be better at football, better at life, better at the things that other coaches might be looking for down the line, and build their brand of who they are, so that if we can get them to the point where Dan Lanning, Jamarcus Shepard want to come take a look, great. Let's have that conversation. My job is in what I control. And my job is this, is that I got to make their experience here at Portland State so good that the time that they want to leave, they can't handle it. They want to stay. That's all I control, right? And we've got some processes in place to work. We've got a plan. We're going to work through the plan to go gather NIL and continue to raise the bar here at Portland State. That's going to take some time. And I would promise you, if that plan wasn't in the works, I wouldn't have came here. I believe it. And I think that we're not very far away from those things.
Any other questions? Don't be shy. I'll just put this microphone in your face. Anyone? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. The new head football coach of Portland State.